Hey YouTube, so this is another installment of my flat Earth medicine, natural medicine versus medical deities, MDs, our creator versus the MDs. So, like I said before, our creator has given us everything we need to cure ourselves of any sickness and illness. So I talked a little bit last time about kombucha and stuff. Well, I want to talk this time about shingles and what I did to cure my shingles a few weeks ago. So I'd never had shingles before, and I'd heard of them, and so I was getting this rash that I didn't know what it was, and I thought maybe I'd been handling something out, some wood or something, and maybe I was getting poison ivy. But then I was talking to my real good friend who told me no. She said that I had shingles, and I got on YouTube, and sure enough, yeah, I found pictures of it and description, and that's what I had. So, I got right on YouTube and started looking at natural cures for shingles. Now, in the meantime, I mentioned to my friend there she'd had it, and she said, well, man, that sucks. It's really debilitating. It's painful. You're going to be laid up for a while. You better go to the doctor, and they're probably going to give you a shot or something. You better go to the doctor because she's not real natural like I am. But anyway, so I got right on YouTube and started checking out natural cures for shingles. So what I found out was, it's a virus and it comes from chickenpox. So to make a long story a little bit shorter, so I found a different, antiviral. I went to the, I did my research on YouTube, and, well, they told me there was one that said foods to eat, foods not to eat. And one of the foods they said not to eat was cashews, and I love cashews. I always eat cashews. And they're pretty good for you, except unless you don't want to get shingles. So anyway, I'd been eating a lot of cashews, so I cut those out. And then, of course, garlic, which I eat some of, and I try to eat more of it, but they said garlic was good. Ginger I eat a lot of. I have another tonic I make with ginger. I flavor my kombucha with ginger. I put ginger in a lot of stuff anyway. But then they talked about reishi mushrooms, astragalus. I meant to bring the little bottles down with me when I made this video so I could go over it, but I went to the natural co-op and found a couple antiviral supplement mixtures, proprietary mixtures. One had reishi mushroom. Um, um, what's the other one? Begins with E. Darn it! I wish I had brought those little things down. Echinacea. Yeah, echinacea was in both of them. Licorice was in both of them. Garlic, vitamin C. Lysine was one they talked about. So I got two of these different one was an antiviral mixture, and one was a immune system booster. And they were both, all natural, like I say, with garlic, echinacea, astragalus, I think you pronounce it. A couple other things. Licorice was in both, garlic, vitamin C. And then I started really upping my garlic intake. I was eating 5-6 cloves of garlic every time I ate any food, Just raw, just slice little pieces and just mix it up with your meal, I find if I eat too much raw garlic without other food, it kind of upsets my stomach. But as long as I mix it up with my meals, I was putting it on my peanut butter sandwiches and everything. So I ate a whole ton of garlic, a lot of ginger, and I make this other tonic with ginger and lemon juice and raw honey. But so on the bottles of those supplements, one of them said one pill every 3 or 4 hours. That was the antiviral one, and then it said for acute conditions, 1 pill every 2 hours. And then the other one was 3 pills per serving, and it didn't say, and that was the immune system booster, and it didn't say how many servings. Well, I went by 5 by what they said. I was eating like 2 of those antiviral ones every hour. And then I was eating, 3 of those immune system ones like 3 or 4 times a day. So I went through a lot of them, It cost me a little bit of money. And then also I found out about Epsom salts. So I was taking long baths with really strong Epsom salts and a little baking soda in there. And that was really good for the rash. And I think that was it. Yeah, and then I took a little Tylenol. Because I did get a few times where I was getting some pretty sharp pain, like bee stings like the bees were stinging me from the inside out, and the rash was pretty pretty good. I had it on my chest, and it went around my back, my arm, around on my back. But I have to tell you, it didn't. It did. I did not get a fever. I was not laid up at all. I woke up one night with some pain, but I would say the rash, and I had the rash for like a week before I figured out what it was. So I probably, if I had got right on it, if I knew what it was and got right on it with that natural stuff, I probably could have kicked it out really fast. But as it was, I really only had to treat it for maybe 5 days after I started treating it. That rash was basically gone. All pain was gone. And when I was talking, I mentioned it to a few people, and everyone said that, it's even on YouTube that it was like a 2 week to a month ordeal or longer. And some people were, laid up. They've got vaccines for it. And I went on YouTube. I found the all natural stuff to do, and I went and I was really aggressive about it and ate like 5 times as much of that natural stuff as they said. So I figure, it's natural. It's not going to hurt you. Worst you're going to do is piss it out. And so I kicked that shingles butt in no time with good natural stuff that our Creator gave to us, without spending money, without participating in the pharmaceutical enslavement industry, which everybody bows down to the medical deities when they should be, when they should be worshiping our true Creator who created us on this flat Earth. So, if you want to cure shingles, that's the way to do it. And you won't be laid up for weeks or a month like everybody told me. I mentioned to a few people, I got shingles. They're like, oh man, they all were like really sympathetic, like I was in for a big trouble. And I just kept eating those supplements like candy. Oh, and the other thing I did too, which I can talk about another time, is that emergency that you buy. It's basically vitamin C, but they have a lot of the other vitamins in it, and they tell you 1 envelope a day or whatever. Well, I learned this, I forget where I heard this, but a long time ago. You take that emergency stuff and you do like 1 envelope, as long as it's got, like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, whatever, or more. Some of them have like 5,000. But don't just do one. You gotta line them all up like every 45 minutes to an hour. Do an envelope like 4 or 5 times, and that gets that ascorbic acid really acidifying your body, and it works really, really good. So I was doing that too. And when you start farting, that's when you've had enough of the vitamin C. When you're saturated. So yeah, that was the other thing. I was really aggressive with the emergency and all that other stuff, and lots of garlic, and I mean a lot of garlic. And I'll tell you what, if you got shingles and you want to get rid of shingles, that's what you got to do. And those Epsom salt baths worked really good also. So yeah, nature's the way to go, not pharmaceuticals on this flat Earth. All right, that's all for now. Bye.